the more you cling to a certain result, the lesser percentage you have of achieving that result. I was watching yesterday Croatia against Brazil, Olympic qualifying tournament, which is in Split, Croatia, where I live. And Croatia lost by 30 against Brazil. Meanwhile, Croatia has, we can say, more talent than Brazil. But how do they lose by 30 against Brazil? Talented team also, but Croatia, has more talent, has basically 2 to 3 NBA players on the court, and then they lose. And after the game, one of the players from Croatia said, "We were afraid to shoot the ball." I looked at the interview, and it was a lot of quotes, but this one thing was pointing at me, and I'm making this video just off that little sentence, which is really, really big, and this is really, really important topic for every basketball player to learn, that this way of playing the way you play now will dramatically change after this video. Okay. So we were afraid to shoot. This is, mind you, this is a professional player who plays on a very high level, plays for the national team in the 5-on-5, and he has a shot at the Olympics. So this is no joke. And this dude is 6'7". He can shoot the ball. He's a forward that can shoot the ball, make the outside shot, can pass, can dribble. Good player. But he said the whole team was afraid to shoot the ball. They were terrified. So these things happen at a very high level. So how do we cure this? Why is this topic we're not talking about these things in basketball too much, but if we talk about them, we were afraid, but yeah, let's go next game, whatever. And these things happen over and over and over again, yet we don't find a solution. We just stay the same, because we stay the same, we do the same things, same routines, and yet we again and again and again find ourselves in the same loop of problems, which is what's the point of life if you're not evolving from your mistakes? Very simple. So let's go on to number 1. Fear of shooting. This is our part 1 of the video. So the problem of fear of shooting is, the root of the problem is not the problem itself, the fear of shooting. You're getting the shot and you feel fearful if you're gonna make it or miss it. No, that's not important. That's completely irrelevant to the topic. Trust me. What is important to the topic is, how are you going about your day, about your life? How do you measure confidence, and how do you measure success? And what is your integrity as a human being? Okay. What do you give meaning? Where do you put your conscious awareness? Do you give meaning to the fear itself and the shooting? Or do you look for growth? Or do you focus back into the present moment? See, nobody is teaching players at a very high level how to sink back into the present moment if your thoughts are running wild, because a lot of basketball players do not understand one thing, is that we as human beings, we don't have only our physical body. We have a mental body, an emotional body, and that is very real. You know, when you're playing your friend one-on-one and he gives you the ball, or you give him the ball, and you know that he's going to crumble in pressure. And you give him the ball and you let him shoot, and he misses, and then you win the game. That is your mental body and emotional body at work, where you're like, I know that you know that he's going to crumble. You know that. How do you know that? Exactly. So let's move on. So the more you cling to the result, the lesser percentage you have to achieve the result. Okay. So what happens when you play the game? I'm talking about these things because I went through them and I understood that this is all fake by our mind, because our belief system is directly correlated to our habits. Because let's say, for example, I'm playing a game and I miss a couple of shots, and then my belief system kicks in. My belief system says, wow, I'm missing shots, I gotta pass the ball more. This day is not for me. And then you get more open shots, and then you're fearful of taking a shot because everybody's missing the shots. And then even shots that you make in pickup games, in practice, where you go dribble, hezzy, pull up, quick three-point shot, the guy is like right in your grill, but you still make the shot, like a tough shot. You still make it, but in the game you won't even attempt it because you're fearful of the miss, because you missed 4 shots before, and then you're putting your energy, your awareness, your focus into the energy of missing, and it's creating a self-perpetuating fear that is just running like a hamster wheel over and over again, and you are in a slump because you created it in your head with your belief. And it's directly making your habits worse. It's making your habits worse in the warm-up, on the bench. Then you come home, you're still nervous about the game. You talk about the game tomorrow with your friends, with your family, and everybody is down, and then you bring that energy into the next game, into the next game, into the next year, and you have a mediocre career. And that's reality. That's simply reality. What happens? And then what you have is a victim mindset. This is very real. You have a victim mindset, and you have podcasts, interviews where people like, yeah, but you know, my career was like, I didn't have luck. I didn't have the structure. I didn't have the coaches. I didn't have, yes, of course, not everybody is blessed with those things. And you gotta have direction in your life to achieve something. But at one point in life, a man has to take his willpower within himself, because the whole power of a man is, excuse me, the whole power of a man is within. And you can change your structure in the mind, and you can change the way you respond in every single situation. You don't need to be, you don't need to be a victim. You can be the leader. That don't mean that you go out there and, yell at everyone and you look at me, I'm great. No, it's just understanding your emotional body, understanding that the emotions and the mental games that you go through the game, you can become the observer of them, and you can let them pass and then play like you should be playing, the talent that you have inside. And you can achieve that through practice of watching your thoughts. Take a little break, stretch out, and see you in the part 2 of this video. So what do we have? What is the root of the problem is the actor's mindset. So what do I mean by saying the actor's mindset? Who is the actor? Well, we as humans, we tend to love our role. That don't mean that you shouldn't love yourself. It's just that we start to love our role because of the circumstances around us too much, and then what happens is you become addicted to your ego. You become addicted to who you are. Not who you really are, but who you are now. You become addicted to the things that you say to yourself. You become too reliant to the rituals that don't serve purpose. You become too reliant to little like stuff that makes players suffer. And like, for example, when I was playing, sometimes like if I didn't wear a sleeve on my left arm, I couldn't play good. I was believing that that's my superpower, which is fine, but if that is giving you power, then you're not mentally tough. I mean, real mental toughness is not built like that. And it's not built like, what if you miss 5 shots with your sleeve on, and then what, you're gonna rub it off, or you're just going to lose your you're going to lose, then all of a sudden you're going to lose your powers. I mean, so what I wanted to say is, what becomes is that players start to like love their status, love their, love the money and the lifestyle more than the actual game and the actual growth. And then what happens is that in game, players tend to lose their minds. Actually, their minds, the mind can become a great servant or a great or a bad leader. Okay, so what mostly happens in those situations is that a player starts to become too much addicted to the one way of living, and that's this. Generally, people become addicted to their personality. And that's just one part of yourself. You're much more than your personality, you're much more than the body and the mind too. You have much more things to understand about yourself. Let's say one example, okay? So you're walking down the street and you see a dog that you really love. Little dog, you really love that dog, and you want to have that type of dog. And probably, I mean, your mind is going to tell you, you're going to have a million thoughts when the dog is coming, but you can only use one thought. Like, you can go and pet him, you can say, oh, you're nice, he's such a cute dog. Or you can ask the owner of the dog, like, where did you get him? Okay, you can have an infinite amount of thoughts and you can pick only one. My question is now, who is the one who is picking the thoughts? Who is the one? This is my favorite question. Who is the one who's picking the thoughts? Exactly. That's your real self. The observer. You have the actor's mindset and you have the observer's mindset. And what we do at Mindful Buckets, we are mindful of our mindset. We want ourselves to become the observer of our life, not the director of our life, not the one who is just the actor and who's just being there and unconsciously or subconsciously just doing actions without even understanding why are we doing those actions. Do those actions serve us? Because our beliefs are directly correlated to our habits, and our habits become actions, and our actions define us. Even Jesus Christ, he didn't say pray to God and don't do any actions that are God-like, meaning with love and service and compassion and truthfulness to yourself and others. He said do actions that are truthful, honest, with love, presence and compassion, and with actions we can change ourselves, and that way we change the world. And you my friend who's watching this, with actions that are consistent with the growth mindset, with the observer mindset, will become truthful, will become great for your basketball career and great for everyone around you, family, loved ones, friends, partners, whatever. And then life starts to turn. And then all of a sudden you have a talented team beating the team that they lost from 30 points at home, in their own gym. Okay, those things happen because the mentality of the team that is talented and it's at home is not on the level of the stage. There's leagues in mindset too. And our mindset is much more important than anything else. And when your mindset is clear, then the skill set is going to become better. You cannot perform in games that are very, very, like, we said it, again, I think this is the best sentence to understand. The more you cling to the result, the lesser percentage you have to achieve that result. Like I was putting my battery into the camera, and there was this battery that was like stuck in it because the battery that was in didn't have the power to survive this video. So I had to put another battery in it. And this battery that was in there, it was stuck. I couldn't get it out. And I was like trying, and I was like, oh, okay, this is not how things work in the world. The more you try, the more you want to get it out, the lesser chance is that the battery is going to get out. And when I started to enjoy the process of getting it out and like figuring out the way how to get it out, and then I let go, and it's all of a sudden the battery went out. It was like a 4-minute battle. And then I put the other battery out and we have the video right now, okay? So the more you try, the more you cling to making the shots, the more you cling to winning the game with such and such plays and this and that, and we have to win because we are Croatians and we love our country. Sure, love your country, sure, whatever, but don't play because you love the country. Because you will then have a lot of expectations that will weigh you down, and you're going to put expectations and pressure on yourself. And yeah, I got to do it for the people. No. You're doing it for yourself, for your own mental growth. And then I'm not saying that it's bad to win it for the people. No, that's secondary. But you cannot win it for anybody if you're not clear here. Shake it off. Grab some water. Part 3 coming. So let's say you wake up, it's game day, and all of a sudden you have thoughts of the game, and the game is like at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. and you woke up at 8 a.m. and the first thought you have is the game, and then you go whatever, shower, breakfast, whatever you do, you take a walk, whatever is your like morning ritual, make a cup of coffee. All of a sudden, the thoughts are running in your head, and it's about the game. And all of a sudden, the game is the most important thing in your life. And you, like, yes, you can concentrate on the conversation you're having with whoever, but somehow, some way, it's just the game. And you're playing for the national team, and or it can be whatever, you're playing for the college team, whatever. And you have to beat them because you're the favorite, and the media is running these things, and you're watching on Instagram, you're looking up at media outlets, you're going to web pages that are talking about the game, and you're looking at the interviews, and you're looking at yourself watching yourself at the interview and talking about everything, and this player can... You see how much suffering that creates, how much noise that you really don't need at all. Let's just take a breath. We do not need that. You don't need it. It is causing you to just be average. And just, oh, okay, I had a basketball career. I got money out of it. I got some stats and some skills, but those are superficial things that are not something that can bring you joy, real joy in life, when a person is in real state of joy. You felt that 100%. When you are in a joyful state, just because. There's no reason for it. Or if the reason is just the most profound things in life are free. Most joyful things. Most joyful events are when we are truly one with our real self, and that's the observer mindset that we're talking about. And the observer mindset is directly correlated to your belief system. Why and how? Well, glad you asked. The observer mindset is directly correlated to your beliefs. Because if you start to integrate the observer, your beliefs will start to integrate with the observer. Because the observer is much more bigger than the actor. The actor is just a little part of the observer. The actor, your body, your eyes, everything that you have, your personality, everything that you have, that you possess in the material world is just a little part of the observer, which is infinite, which is the decision maker, which is the action taker, which is the creator itself. Very simple. Today I was walking down the street and I saw a skater skating at noon, black shorts, black t-shirt, headphones on, big ones, and doing amazing tricks at noon, freakishly hot, enormously hot. From which belief system? From which belief system it is hot? For me it was not. For the skater it was not, but for most of the society, population, it was. Why? Because Most of society believes that it's hot. You believe that it's hot. It is not hot. It is your belief system. And you can become the observer and you start to notice the heat building up in your body, in your system. You start to get known with that feeling. You start to understand that feeling. That's your emotional and mental body. Okay. And you start to observe that feeling and you start to live with that feeling. And after a while, you know what's going to happen? It is not going to be hot anymore because your focus and awareness is not with the heat. Your focus and awareness is with your being, yourself, your higher self, your observer, however you want to call it, or with the breath. And all of a sudden your energy is different. And if you give focus and awareness to the limiting thoughts, fearful thoughts of shooting, whatever, watching social media, watching what this guy said, how is this going to be played, what's going to be in the future, what happened in the past, if you give your energy to those thoughts, you will manifest a reality that is not good, not positive. And of course, if you're really clinging, if you're really staying attached to the result and you really want to beat somebody, you won't beat them because you're attached. It's like if you're in a relationship and you have a partner that is really clinging to you and wants you to be with them non-stop, what's gonna happen? You don't want to be in that relationship because they are calling you non-stop and they want to be with you 24/7. And if you really want to make a bucket, a shot, and if you're fearful of making it, it's not gonna get in 100% true. Every time you made a shot, like 99.9% of the time, you were just shooting the basketball. Maybe you had some thoughts, but you somehow unconsciously, subconsciously forgot about them. And we are a program of beliefs, and you can reprogram yourself however you want. It takes dedication, practice, concentration, attention, focus. Okay, this is very, very important. This is more important than doing skill work itself. Okay, very important. Very, very important. And this course that we are having at Mindful Buckets, this video, this one is very key, and this video is completely free. But the rest of the course that we have has also a lot of profound stuff that can change the way you play in an instant, just by watching the videos and implementing the practices that are here. Okay, so observer mindset. You can become one with the observer. When you become one with the observer, when everything links with the observer, all your definitions and beliefs and all your personality and stuff, then you become like the skater. He's just enjoying the skating just because of the skating itself, and is practicing at noon like everybody is watching him with intensity. That's how you should practice, because at the end of the day, we have our inside reality and outside reality, but depends on what you focus and where your energy goes is what the results are going to be. So shake it off, grab water, stretch. See you in part 4. Okay, so part 4, the last part of the video, we're going to talk about the inside and outside reality, and we're going to talk about the is it real exercise that you're going to do after this video, or later on in the day, whenever you want, preferably first thing in the morning, and last thing before going to bed. Okay, so we got inside, outside reality. Everybody has their inside reality, and everybody perceives the outside reality through their senses. The outside reality, if you focus on the outside reality, you will focus on the crowd, the expectations of the crowd, the expectations of the coaches, the expectations of everybody that's focused on expectations, possibilities, and everything that's outside of you, that it's the outside circumstances. See, outside circumstances are always changeful. You look at weather, the weather is always changeful. Every day is different. Every day has a different energy. Every single basketball game is different. We all know that. So why focus on something that is outside of yourself? Why focus on something that is outside of yourself? I repeat, why focus on something that is outside of yourself? There's no point. Yes, you serve others. Yes, you help them. But if you see that somebody outside of yourself is focused on the outside reality and the expectations of somebody else, and is focused on, oh, if I missed 3 shots, I gotta make the next 2. Suffering, wrong, just wrong, completely wrong. I'm sorry, that is completely wrong. Why? Because you're focusing on outside, you're focusing on superficial things that, you know, are not real. They're not real. Like, you just projecting, like, and you, if you're counting while playing, you're counting how many shots you took and how many minutes you played and how many is, and can I get to these amount of points, and can I get this, and can I make that, and now I'm gonna make this shot and everybody's gonna think I'm the man. No. That is all outside, and that is your mind projecting also. So that's correlated with the inside world, but that is what came from the outside, because you were watching the media, you were watching ESPN, you were watching all of these outlets where they were telling, like, yeah, if Paul George is the man, then he has to dominate this game and get 40 points. If you're playing for the 40 points, then you're ultimately just a stat chaser. Nobody likes stat chasers, I understand. But those people who are stat chasing do not understand these concepts, and we have to help. Because I was a stat chaser first. And I know these things because I was there. I'm not saying everybody's a stat chaser. I'm saying that there's multiple different varieties of human perception that are just outside. And you're building the outside confidence. And sometimes, like, you enter a game and all of a sudden, like, you get the ball, you make a shot, you make a transition layup, you get 2 free throws, and you score 25 points, and your confidence is skyrocketing. And the next game you make 3 points because you missed 3 shots in a row in the first quarter. We do not build confidence that way, real confidence. Steph Curry, if you look at him, he can start 1 out of 9 and everybody's going to say he's going to fire up. He's not worried. He's just playing and, you know, running down the court, getting his shots, and yeah, we good. Yeah. Oh, I made a couple of good. Let's play again, let's hoop, let's pass the ball, let's screen for each other, let's have fun. Let's play for the joy, because it's a ceremony, it's a ritual to play. It's a God-given gift to play basketball, especially in front of a crowd. And you just give your best and enjoy like you come to a pickup game. But no, if refs come, if we have the shot clock and we have TV on, then all of a sudden we got to get serious and we got to play serious basketball. I'm not saying there's no structure and no system in play. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have plays. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that let go of the expectations of the possibilities and just focus on inside of yourself, just like the skater. Just like the skater is just focused on his craft, on how he's going to get better each and every day, how he's going to grow and understand his emotions, his thoughts, and being present in the moment all of the time. That is what, that is the difference between a Damian Lillard and other players, you know? That's the difference. That's the difference between Luka Doncic and other players. Yes, you can say size, whatever, but there's guys like, I'm sorry that I'm comparing. I don't like to compare, but let's do it because of the video purpose. There's Luka Doncic, there's Semi Ojeleye. They both have the same size. You're gonna say talent, but where does talent come from? Can you explain this? The talent comes from awareness and consciousness, and the intelligence to understand that the more loose you are, the less thoughts you have, the better performance you're going to have. There's a saying by my favorite coach at all time, Coach Taylor from Deep Game. He says, performance increases as thought decreases. So let's go again. Performance increases as thought decreases. Amazing channel to watch on YouTube, Deep Game. Subscribe on that channel. Amazing channel. I learned a lot from that channel itself. And of course, he started to coach me in 2017. That's another topic. So we are building inside confidence. We are focusing in the game on our body, on our thoughts. We're focusing on the way we dribble the ball. We're focusing on the plays. We're focusing on what works, what doesn't work. We're focusing on our routine. We're in the game, but when we are chilling at home and in our daily activities, we're not thinking about the game. If the game is constantly in our mind, we sit and we do our is it real exercise or meditation. It is very simple, and this is the solution of the video. So you sit down in a comfortable position with a couple of pillows underneath your bottom to propel your hips in that they are higher than the knees, and you just close your eyes, spine straight, and the spine shouldn't be on something. The spine should be loose and straight. You shouldn't be leaning on to any chair. You can sit in a chair, but don't lean on back, okay? And spine straight, and put a timer on for 30 minutes. And sit and follow your breath. And when thoughts come up that are whatever, you just ask yourself, is it real? Is it real? And you will find the answers that it's not real. And you shouldn't focus on that. And then your daily activities are going to be much more gentle and smooth, and your game day anxiety will just wash away. It will come back, but you just come back into the present moment by feeling the ball when the game comes, when you're feeling the ball. It can be a warm-ups, whatever. It can be during the third quarter. And you just ask yourself, you feel the ball, and you just ask yourself, when you hear those limiting beliefs and thoughts, you just ask yourself, is it real? And you come back into that meditative moment, meditative state, when you meditate at home, and you just remember, it's not real. And all of a sudden, you get back into the zone without thinking about getting into the zone, because you cannot get into the zone state with thinking. You can just ask yourself, is it real? Okay, it's not. And you just kind of like run, and all of a sudden you're into the zone. It happens spontaneously, just like when you kiss a girl, when you dance. Spontaneous action, because basketball is a spontaneous sport, and you cannot just rumble your way in it. Okay. I hope that helps. Basketball Brilliance Intensive Course will be out on July 7th, 2021. See you in the program or the course, and this was a freebie. This can help a lot, but the whole course will skyrocket your game. See you in the program. It's only $30. Love you all. Namaste.